file number 20-20-20157FH to plead guilty to attempted carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 2.5 years in prison, mandatory forfeiture of weapon or device, and up to a $2,500 fine?
Yes.
Okay, and then Mr. Ladd, is it your intention on file number 21-20578FH to plead guilty to count 2, attempted assault with a dangerous weapon, felonious assault with 1 habitual assault, which means the maximum penalty will be up to 6 years in prison and or a $2,000 fine?
Yes.
Okay, and then Mr. Ladd, on file number 22-20920FH, is it your intention to plead guilty to count 2, weapons, ammunition, possession by a felon with 1 sub, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 7.5 years in prison, up to a $5,000 fine, along with mandatory forfeiture of weapon and device? Is that your intention to plead guilty to that count 2? And then the agreement was that your sentence, the sentence would be 24 months, and then obviously the maximum penalty would be whatever the maximum penalty is for that charge. Do you understand that?
So the max I can get is 24 months?
Well, so for example, if you plead to attempted carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent, if the maximum penalty is up to 2.5 years. So you would serve 24 months, and like I would order the sentence to be 24 months to whatever. So I have to always tag the maximum penalty. So if you plead to the assault with attempted, assault with a dangerous weapon with 1 sub, the maximum penalty would be 6 years. So your sentence would be 24 months to 6 years. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And are you satisfied with Mr. Monroe as your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
Yes.
Okay. Neither the prosecutor or the defendant, well, actually, we do have a Cobb's agreement. The sentence would be a 24-month prison term with the maximum being whatever that is on that. Is that correct, Mr. Ladd? You understand that?
So the max is going to be 24 months.
No, so the Cobb's agreement is that I will sentence you to 24 months, right?
Right.
But if it's a 10-year felony, it would be 24 months to 120 months. If it was a 5-year felony, it would be 24 months to 60 months.
So how long would I?
I'm giving you the 24 months, and that means you're eligible to be released at the 24 months.
Okay.
With parole. Now,
right.
if you got in trouble and you got 1 million tickets and you were assaulted in prison, you know, they may flop you, but that is not something I have control over. That's
okay. All right. So do you think I'm going to prison?
Do I what?
Do you think I'm going to prison?
Mr. Monroe, do you want me to set this over for another day to discuss?
No, I'm good. I'll plead. I'll take it.
My understanding, Mr. Monroe, is he'd be serving, my sentence would be a 24-month term.
Okay.
Judge, as I understood it, the max you would do is 24 months.
Okay. So it could be a jail term too?
Right. You always sentence within guidelines, correct?
So, Mr. Ladd, here's what I'm going to do. It looks like we need a little bit more time on this morning, and I really, due to delays, do not have time to do that, but I want to make sure that we're in a good place. So I am actually going to set this over to 1:30 today.
Okay.
Mr. Monroe, are you available at 1:30?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll bring it back. Actually, let's make it 1:15, Mr. Monroe.
Okay.
Mr. Ladd, I'm going to bring you back at 1:15 today, all right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ladd.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll get it figured out, Mr. Ladd. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, so I'm going to set that over. All right, I have Misty Terrell. And then I have another gentleman from the jail. What is your name, please?
Glenn Foster.
Oh, Mr. Foster. Okay, hold on a second. All right, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Misty Terrell, file number 20-19909FH. I have Salvatore Malaro appearing on behalf of Ms. Terrell, and I have Amanda Wagner appearing on behalf of the people. Mr. Malaro, how do you wish to proceed on behalf of Ms. Terrell?
Your Honor, Mr. Sneed had offered a use of meth, a 1-year misdemeanor. If Ms. Terrell is interested in that, I think we can proceed with a plea. Are you interested in that, Ms. Terrell?
Say that again?
You're being offered a use of methamphetamine, a 1-year misdemeanor from the case you had 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You interested in pleading guilty to that?
What? Admitting that I have a use.
Mr. Malaro, I'm gonna pop you in a waiting room with her, and then I'm gonna take
Sure.
care of Mr. Fry and his client. You've only got about a couple minutes though, all right?
Yep.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'll be quick.
Thank you.
All right, and I apologize, but I have a room full of people here waiting as well for my 10:30 hearing.
Thank
So
you.
let me
Bring the
name your
board.
jail cell. Terrell. So I'm going to assign Ms. Terrell and Mr. Malaro to breakout room. All right, so I have Mr. Foster, and then I have another gentleman with a beard. What is your name, please, from the jail?
Marcus Monroe.
All right, so let me pull that file. All right, Mr. Fry, you represent Mr. Monroe.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Marcus DeAndre Monroe, file number 22-21111FC. I have Brian Fry appearing on behalf of Mr. Monroe. This is the date and time set for arraignment in this matter. Mr. Malaro or Mr. Fry, do you waive the reading of the felony information?
We would waive the reading of the felony information, Your Honor. Mr. Monroe has been advised of his rights. So we have received the prosecutor's witness list. We have received the information in this case.
Mr. Fry, I don't know if it's just me, but you're breaking up.
Oh, sorry, Your Honor. I was just saying that we would waive the reading of the information. We have received the information from the prosecutor's office. We have received the prosecutor's witness list. Mr. Monroe would be requesting a speedy trial be scheduled.
A pre-trial or a trial?
A trial, Your Honor.
All right. So Mr. Monroe is charged with 2 counts of assault with intent to murder, as well as others. So this is a capital case. So we will give you a trial date. Are there co-defendants at all, or I see a Jonathan Paul?
There is, Your Honor, but I believe he already pled.
Okay. So Ms. Adams, how long do you need for a trial on this? 1 week?
Yeah, probably, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Adams, I'm looking for a 1-week jury trial, and I will bump civil, well, except for that one civil trial, but I will bump any other trials not in custody. And if we have like a Monday or a week in January or February where we don't have a lot on the Monday docket, we can start on a Monday. Just move those couple of hearings. Come on.
On January 17th is a Tuesday. You have Marley Bussing and Ryan Lairway. And also
They're not-
Mary Relaford.
They're not in custody though, right?
No,
Okay, so January, what day, 3rd?
Tuesday, January 17th.
All right, so January 17th, Mr. Fry.
I can do that, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll set this for January 17th, 2023 at 9 a.m. We'll set it for 1 week. I will make a motion deadline as well as voir dire questions and jury instructions must be provided by January 4. And I will put a final pretrial December 28th. Are you available that day, Mr. Fry?
Yeah, sure.
Right, and that'll be at 8:30 in the morning. So, Mr. Monroe, has there been a plea offer made on this file or no?
No offer, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so, Mr. Monroe, we will see you back for a final plea trial on December 28th of 2022 at 8:30 in the morning. And then set for trial on January 17th of 2023 at 9 a.m. It'll be the first trial in the lineup because it is a capital offense. And we will see you back on those days. Thank you, Mr. Fry, and thank you, Mr. Monroe and Ms. Wagner.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. So, Mr. Foster, how are you today?
Good.
All right, I'm gonna need you to scoot up closer to the device, whether it's a Polycom or a Zoom device, because I need to be able to hear you. And Mr. Foster, we are here today on a violation of a personal protection order. Sir, it is alleged that on or about, well, you are Glenn Foster, correct?
Yes.
All right, guys, speak up a little bit louder. All right, so Mr.
Yeah.
Foster, we are here today on an alleged violation of a personal protection order. States here they have reasonable cause to believe that on November 1 at 11:45 p.m., you violated the conditions of your personal protection order, and that on a traffic stop, both you and your wife were in the same vehicle together. Sir, do you understand that it's a violation of the personal protection order? Do you understand that?
Yes, I also understand I've been taking good care of my wife and we were trying to get our relationship.
Oh, wait a
back
second,
together.
wait a second, wait a second. All right, I'm showing Miss Adams. Can you come here for a minute? Mr. Foster, I apologize. Is this on? No. All right, so Mr. Foster, we're gonna check into something. I terminated this personal protection order back on October 24th of 2022. And I show it was, according to this, removed from lien. So my staff's gonna look into it and see if there was something else that you were arrested on. But according to my paperwork, on November 1, the personal protection order was no longer in effect. So give us a moment, Mr. Foster, all right?
Okay. I think I can tell you myself, Judge, what I was arrested for. There is a yellow light.
Mr. Foster,
my wife-
Mr. Foster, I'm gonna ask you to not talk about things, because I don't know if there's other charges pending. All I have for you is a violation of a PPO on November 1, but I show he terminated the PPO on October 24th. So let my staff check into it and we'll be right back with you. All right, Mr. Malaro, have you had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Terrell? Mr. Malaro. Mr. Malaro, have you had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Terrell?
I have, Your Honor.
How do you wish to proceed today with Ms. Terrell?
Your Honor, at this time, I believe Ms. Terrell is going to enter a plea to an amended information of use of methamphetamine.
Okay, so, the plea would be added, an added count 2, attempted
Yes.
possession of methamphetamine.
It's going to be use of methamphetamine,
Oh, is that a
and the second
misdemeanor or-
offense notice will be dismissed.
And,
1-year misdemeanor.
1-year misdemeanor. All right, so it would be a count 2 use of methamphetamine, and Ms. Wagner, can I get that amended information today?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll file it shortly.
And I believe there are no longer license sanctions with the use of methamphetamine. Is that correct, Mr. Valero?
I think that's correct, Judge.
All right, Ms. Terrell, raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Can you state your full name for the record, please?
Misty Terrell.
All right, Ms. Terrell, you've heard the statement of your attorney and the prosecuting attorney. Is it your intention to plead guilty to count 2 use of methamphetamine?
Yes, I do.
I understand the maximum penalty for use of methamphetamine can be up to 1 year in jail and fines and costs up to $5,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
All right, neither, are you satisfied with Mr. Malaro as your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
Yes, I do.
Neither the prosecutor, the defendant, or anyone on the defendant's behalf has discussed a possible sentence with the court. Is that correct, Ms. Wagner?
Yes.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay,
Okay.
Mr. Malaro,
Yes, that is correct, Judge.
and as far as you know, Ms. Terrell, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, so Ms. Terrell, if a guilty plea is accepted, there will be no trial. This means that you will be given up rights you would have had at trial. I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them. You have a right to a speedy public trial by jury. You may ask for a non-jury trial, and if the prosecutor and court agree, you can have a non-jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have a prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial and have witnesses against you appear at your trial and to ask those witnesses questions. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses you have for your defense to appear at the trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial, not to have your silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. Do you understand that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at trial? Do you understand that, Ms. Terrell?
Yes, I do.
You understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand that if you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization? Do you have
Yes,
any
ma'am.
questions about the rights that I've given to you, Ms. Terrell?
No, I don't.
All right, so ma'am, how do you wish to plead to the charge that on or about May 20th of 2020, Ms. Wagner, this is another case where I don't have where this occurred, I just have the county.
Guilty.
Okay, I can get that for you real quick, Your Honor.
Hold on, Ms. Terrell. Ms. Terrell, what township do you live in?
Jasper. Adrian, it's still on the way.
Your Honor, I'm showing that was Maumee Street and Evergreen Road in Lenawee County.
Is it the Dollar General?
That would be, okay, and Adrian, Ms. Terrell?
Yeah, that's where it happened.
Okay, okay, so on May 20th of 2020, were you in the city of Adrian in the county of Lenawee, ma'am?
Yeah,
Okay, and, okay, so how do you wish to plead to the charge on that date in the county of Lenawee in the city of Adrian that you did possess or attempt to possess that you did use methamphetamine, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead guilty to this charge?
No.
Do you understand that if I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead guilty? Mr. Malaro?
I am not aware of any, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Wagner?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Terrell, has your attorney promised you any particular sentence or estimate of what your sentence will be?
No.
All right. Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes.
All right, so Ms. Terrell, on May 20th of 2020, you were in the city of Adrian, you said at Dollar General, is that what you said?
Correct.
And that's in the county of Monroe, correct?
Yes.
And at that time, did you use methamphetamine?
Yes.
Okay, and were you stopped by the police and that's how they found it?
Yes. I wasn't driving, I was riding with somebody. I had some stuff on me. Yes. I used it.
Okay, and you knew it was methamphetamine
Yes.
and you intended to use methamphetamine
Yes, ma'am.
and you had no legal right to possess the methamphetamine.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Wagner, are you satisfied?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has the court complied with the MCR 6.302 B, C, and D? Mr. Malaro?
I believe it has.
Ms. Wagner?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, accept the plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of her rights. She does have competent counsel. This court has made no agreement regarding the possibility of a plea or a possible sentence in this case with the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the defendant, or anyone acting in the interest of either of them. I'm going to refer this matter to the probation department for a pre-sentence investigation. And I'm going to set this matter for sentencing on December 16 at 8:15 in the morning. Now, Ms. Terrell, you
Yes.
do have the right to be present in the courtroom for sentencing, but you can waive that right to be present and appear via Zoom. Do you want to appear in person or do you want to Zoom in like we're doing today?
In person, I guess.
Okay, so I will mark this down in person. And Ms. Terrell, someone from the probation department is going to come over to the jail and meet with you. When you
Okay.
meet with them, be truthful with them about your background and the events that occurred. They'll prepare a pre-sentence report. Mr. Malaro will prepare that, we'll review that with you in advance of sentencing, and we'll see you back on that day. All right, thank you.
Judge,
Is there contempt?
There
There's
is,
a
but
contempt.
I'm gonna dismiss the contempt until sentence. I'll
Judge,
dismiss the contempt.
Ms. Terrell would like me to address the issue of bond as well, real briefly.
You can file a motion. I've got to move through my cases.
Okay.
Ms. Terrell, I highly doubt that I will release you pending sentencing because you have 3 contempts that I am dismissing. All right,
Thank you, Judge.
thank you. All
Thank
right,
you.
Ms. Terrell, you're all set. Mr. Renner? All right, Ms. Adams, did we get any information on Mr. Foster?
Yes, Mr. Foster is a district court case, so he can be released from us.
So, Mr. Foster, I apologize. We received the paperwork that should have gone to district court, so they'll process you down in district court, okay? All right, you're all set, Mr. Foster, with me.
All right.
You've got, it's a district court, and Ms. Adams, I need to send that down to district court. So, let's see, other than Mr. Renner, that takes care of my jail docket. Thank you to the jail, except for Mr.
You're
Renner.
welcome, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Renner, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus James Vernon Renner, file number 19-19341FH. I have Salvatore Malaro appearing on behalf of Mr. Renner. I have one file today set for violation of probation. Here we go. Oh, there you are. No, yep, probation violation hearing. Mr. Malaro, how do you wish to proceed today on behalf of Mr. Renner?
Your Honor, I don't know why it's not in our file, but Mr. Renner just waived an exam. It's gonna be up here next week on the 9th. So I would ask if we could adjourn this over to the 9th.
All right, Mr. Renner, any objection to me adjourning this to November 9th when your other file is up here?
Nope.
All right, I will set this over to November 9 at, it'll be an arraignment next week, Mr. Malaro, so I'll set this over for 8:15 with the arraignment. All right?
Yep, thank you, Judge.
All right. Okay, so unless I'm mistaken, that doesn't include my entire criminal docket. All right, thank you, Mr. Renner.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Malaro, Ms. Wagner. Ms.
Thank you,
Holly.
Judge. See you at 1:15.